Do you got a job to do but you're low on gear? Head on down to the depot. Miners Depot. What's going on, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed bringing you another episode of Backyard Prospecting. And man, that's right, we finally got them. They've been away for a while, they've been off doing their thing, getting their gold, and they're finally back. And I got some for you here today, some Miners Depot Paydirt. So, like I said, I reached out to them a long time ago trying to get some because they've turned off the ordering on their site. And they were off on... They were out digging somewhere, but they're back now, and I was able to get some dirt from them, for me, and what we wound up picking up was a $100 bag of dirt. I'll show you the webpage that we ordered it from, and of course I'll put the link down below for you as well, but here's the page. Some information about that dirt there you can find, and you can select different levels. He'll pretty much make up whatever you want. You want $100 worth of dirt, he'll give you that and corresponding gold. Now, I don't know how much gold is in there. Wasn't really any guarantees that were made, but I'd seen some reviews on their dirt from the past, and it looked pretty good. So we're going to dig in today. Got $100 worth of dirt. I'm not sure exactly how much that weighs out to, but we'll weigh it up also. Now, when I spoke to the lady on the phone when I ordered it, she did mention that they ship the dirt wet. For the reason of they want the gold to be suspended in the dirt, so when you're spooning it out a spoon at a time or a shovel at a time, every shovel's going to have gold in it, as opposed to the gold just being at the bottom of the bag. Now, personally, I've never found that necessarily to be a problem, either which way. I also, though, run mine through a sluice, so by the time it gets to me, it's all right there anyways. But I can see their reasoning, and again, there wasn't a guaranteed weight that I'm purchasing. I'm purchasing an amount. So, technically, I guess they could have shipped me a little 8-ounce bag of dirt with a bunch of gold in it, and that would have been sufficient, but that wouldn't be very fun. I mean, seeing that gold at the end, of course, is fun, but for $100, I would like a little bit more of an experience, some dirt to go through, as opposed to just getting a vial of gold. And so that's what they offer to you, to us. Now, the dirt came packaged in the old USPS flat rate. I think this is the medium box. Inside, it was wrapped in some bubble wrapping, taped closed. Try to do this without ripping the bags. Inside of that, there's a Ziploc, and inside of that, there's a Ziploc, and inside of that, there's our dirt. So, the dirt itself doesn't look too wet, actually. So, we'll run it through the classifier, see what we're dealing with here. But this is what we got, one big old bag of Miners Depot dirt. Let's grab the scale just to see how much it weighs. Hopefully it won't exceed what my little scale does here. This thing only does 10, 11 pounds. Let's put the ball on it first. Let's get you guys zoomed in so you can see it with me. Zero that solid scale out. Grab our dirt. And trying to keep it from falling over. There we go. So we wound up with about 8 pounds of dirt. So we got our work cut out for us today. Let's bust out the classifiers to break this down a little bit. And let's see what we got. So don't go anywhere. Alright. So we got our Miners Depot dirt here in the bags. bust out the buckets. Now, for the most part, the dirt looks pretty much all sands and small gravel. I don't see any big chunks at a glance, but I am going to run it through the 1/4 inch just to be sure. So we'll grab that first, and then we'll shake it all out and see what we wound up with. So stick around, stay tuned. If you want to see all this shaking, tune into the shaking and sluicing. Otherwise, we'll be back in a quick second with the dirt all classified out via editing magic. All right, so we're back, kinda. What we wound up with is, well, a bit of a mess. Well, not really a mess so much, but unfortunately, because the dirt is still damp, and it's raining outside, so there's no sunshine, so I can't really dry the dirt without putting it on the grill, and I don't really want to do all that. This was about as far down as I could get it classified dry. So what I think I'm going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to run the 1/4 inch stuff. Well, actually, we're going to clean the 1/4 inch stuff. I'm going to take the 40 mesh and I'm going to try to separate everything that's below that out, or maybe the 20 mesh, and I'll put, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to wash out everything below 20 into its own thing, run this is the plus 10. I'm going to clean this off as we go. That way any gold, that fine gold that might be stuck to here, gets cleaned off first, and then we'll run that again at the end. So, but this is what we have. This is our plus 10 stuff. Nice, good, natural looking pay dirt. This is our sub 10. This is where I expect most of the gold to be. Didn't really see anything as we were going through it, but hopefully we'll see it at the end. And then, of course, the plus 1/4 inch. Now, as far as magnetics go, I mean, who knows? Does look to be a little bit in there, but everything's wet, so it's really hard to get a good tell. So we're not going to mess with that. We're going to suffer through those heavy magnetics, which I'm pretty sure are in there. And yeah, so let's get to it. Let's fire up this sluice, clean this stuff off a little bit more, and we'll find us some gold. So don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. We got the dirt all wetted up. Now, I wound up wet classifying and cleaning it all up. This is what I wound up with in the 1/4 inch. No big gold chunks in there, nothing to speak of, so we're going to set this to the side. Next, and first on the block, we got our plus 10. Now, I'd say maybe half the material, a little under half of the big bulk is here in this size. I did already see some gold in here. I was able to pick out a picker. Let me put this down so I don't drop everything. And so we've already found this big old picker. Hear that? Ding. So we're off to a great start. All right, now I did see another cornflake in there, so I'm hoping to see that. But otherwise, let's start shoveling some dirt and see what kind of gold we can get. Now this is definitely going to be a lot of dirt, so we're going to do some speeding up here in just a moment. I'll do a few shovels here, but we'll hop forward a couple bits. We got 8 pounds of dirt to go through. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we got this gold all dried up. Miner Bob and his ass are hanging by. We got the Miners Depot $100 bag. So let's do this. So I want to start off with those big nuggets and do those individually. I'm curious how big those wound up being. So first piece of cornflake, 3.67. Set that to the side, don't lose it. Second, 4.56. The two of those together, 8.24. So 0.8 of a gram just between those two guys. And now, let's pour in the rest. Now this all looks to be milled because it's got a really rough grain to it. And that lines up with the dirt. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but it definitely matches the dirt that it came from. And then all the flour. Woo! All right. Boom. 1.95. We'll give it a second. Here, let me not speak at it. 1.956. 51. Tap the table. Settle it out. Actually, before any of that, there's a couple pieces in here that are not gold. So I do want to get those out of there. All right. Boom. 1.931 grams of gold. How about that? Now, there was no guarantee, but that's what we wound up with. Almost 2 full grams. So 1.931. Check that out. We'll take a couple pictures here so you can get some up close with these nugs, and we'll be back with our final words and ROI. Man. All right, Miners Depot, $100 bag. What do I have to say? Damn. That's what I got to say. Damn. Say it again. So, 8 pounds of dirt. There's a lot of dirt there. Let's talk about the dirt first, then we'll get to the gold. I know you guys are dying to hear about the gold, but let's talk about the dirt. So, 8 pounds of dirt. What it looked to be was crushed, a lot of crushed material, crushed granite, quartz, but really rich stuff. It was all pretty uniform all the way through. Didn't see a bunch of different weird aggregates mixed together there. It was all one style. The style of the rock, it was very jagged, very sharp, so that makes me believe this was run through a stamp mill. But no complaints there. Because what we wound up finding, after cleaning everything up, it was a little bit wet, the dirt, when it got here, so that is what it is. When you're running it through your pan and putting it in the water anyways, it doesn't really matter. It only really comes into play if you're classifying it ahead of time, which you really don't need to with this stuff. Even at the larger than quarter material, it's all really small, right? So there's no big boulders going through the dirt. It's all relatively small. Like, this stuff just barely doesn't fit over the 1/4 inch itself. Somewhere between that and a half. So, the dirt itself, great dirt, solid, no complaints there. There was a lot of organics in it, but, you know, whatever. It's natural pay dirt, so you're going to get that. There's organics in the world. So that is what it is. There was a good amount of dirt, obviously, 8 pounds. The levels were all solid, so there wasn't an abundance of any one size over the other. Sometimes you get pay dirt and everything is in sub 40, but none of the gold's there. That wasn't the case here. This was good stuff. Very happy with the dirt itself. Now, moving on. Once we got past all that dirt, there was some magnetics in there, some really big chunks of it too. So keep that in mind. You'll have to deal with that, but get yourself a magnet if you don't already have one. Boom, done with that. Now the gold. poof, the gold. 1.9, I think we weighed it in finally at 1.931, which is almost 2 full grams of gold. Now, there was no guaranteed minimum in this, but we did ask for $100 worth of Paydirt, and they came through with a solid amount of dirt and a really solid amount of gold. So, what we wound up with, 1.93, that winds up being about $116 value. The bag of dirt itself only costs $100. $16 was shipping, but we don't factor that in for ROI. So what we wound up with, boom, right there for you. There's the numbers. But as you can see, 116% ROI on this bag. We got a champion right now. We got a belt around the waist, champion of Paydirt, Miners Depot. Man, I'm glad these guys got back, and I'm glad I got one of their. I'm glad I got one of their first bags when they did. As soon as they got back in, I ordered one up, and I'm really happy with it. 116% ROI. Now, there's no guarantees you're going to get the same. I think this is fairly natural. I'm sure they salt a little bit in there as well. So your mileage may vary. Of course, that's how it is with all Paydirt. But as of right now, they are taking orders. So I would say go check it out. If your experience is anything like mine, you're going to be extremely happy with the dirt and extremely happy with the gold that you find in that dirt. So go check it out. Go pick them up. minersdepot.com. They'll sell you anything between a $25 bag of dirt all the way up to a $10,000 bag of dirt. So they'll work with you. If you don't want 100 pounds of dirt delivered to your house and you want that $10,000 condensed into a smaller bag, I'm sure they can do that for you as well. I don't know. I'm not them. If you want to find out, give them a call. Hit them up online. But either which way, I think you're going to be really happy with what you get. So check them out. Miners Depot. 2 thumbs up and a dropped phone. You guys rock. Good shot, good dirt, good stuff. I'll be checking that out again, and I think you should too. So, this has been a Paydirt review. Took a lot longer than most of them do. You guys aren't going to see any of that because I'm going to cut it all out. But we've been out here for a few hours. There's a lot of dirt. But great time, and I just want to thank everybody for tuning into me, tuning into the show here. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. If you need a t-shirt or a face mask or any of that kind of stuff, hit up my Teespring site. Link somewhere around here. And if you want to throw cash at me just for funsies, hit me up on Patreon. I got stuff there as well. So either which way, thank you all for hanging out. And this is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't catch you out on the rivers, I'll see you in the backyard. Peace. Thank you.